Good morning, all of you. We'll discuss problems on RC circuits later on, because again, it's a plenty of numericals you have to work out. So today I'll took some around some 10 different numericals. So I'll just discuss them. Just do make observation and learn the methodology. The different set of numericals. Already we have earlier some set of numericals are there. This and this, both you combine and try to revise and understand and digest and learn the methodology. How if RC circuit numericals come in exam, you can manage here. See, the main purpose of in physics is not like solving, practicing many numericals. So you don't just practice the numericals blindly. Understand the methodology involved. Okay, RC circuits. What are the resistors? R and C both will be constant. Resistor capacitor will be variable. Even the voltage applied will be variable. These are the many circumstances will come. Then charging, discharging, what method has to be applied. So this ideas with this you have to go to the exam. So don't fight with a numerical rather than learn the methodology. Okay, if things will come like this, okay, this is a strategy we have to apply it. Okay, no. So read the question. I think already in regular class I discussed. Once again, I'm putting it. Okay, we'll take the video. Yeah. Okay, the idea is very simple. So there's RC circuit there where the resistance are, it is going to vary. Why do that resistance will can change? It can change due to temperature. Say that's why you do get a set of questions here. So I can bring thermodynamics into picture. This I'll immerse in a gas. That this particular resistor I'll immerse in a container or a cylinder where it contains a gas. There's a capacitor there. Then this will start discharging. Then because of this, what happen? A current will flow, and the heat generated here will be given to that gas. And he may ask you some any other related questions with respect to this. So first we'll focus on RC circuit. So initially there was a charge in the circuit. Let it be Q naught. This resistance is varying with the time initially. So at any instant of time, let Q be the charge, let R and let I be the current here. And then straight away apply the Ohm's law. Current will, this will be the polarity due to flow of current. So this should be equal to minus Q by C or plus Q by C minus IR equal to 0. Then what is I? Shall we write plus dq by dt? Here the capacitor is discharging, no?
Minus.
For discharging. So what is I? I should be equal to minus dq by dt. I think it's a golden rule. If a capacitor charges, I equal to plus dq by dt. Capacitor discharges minus dq by dt. Okay, this will be dt by rc is equal to dq by q. What is r? Okay, this is r equal to r naught alpha t at t equals 0 at instant of time. I'll get expression for charge as a function of time. This will integrate after this. Okay, first we'll integrate this one. So this will be 1 by alpha.
Minus should be minus dq by q.
Okay, here minus sign. So we'll get expression for charge as a function of time. One C is also there, no? Alpha C. Okay, this will become R naught plus alpha T. Here T equal to 0, no? But by R naught will be there. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll substitute this minus alpha C log of R naught plus alpha T by R naught. Okay, this to the power you send on this side. Log of R naught plus alpha T by R naught minus 1 by alpha C. Okay, this will become log of R naught by R naught plus alpha T. Q naught it is. So Q by Q naught should be equal to R naught by this you differentiate with respect to time. Again, same. What is I? I is minus dq by dt. Differentiating this with respect to time, I'll get expression for current. Any other variation you may bring. So just I think it's all about mathematics. Huh? So only you should be aware of what is this writing KVL and I is equal to minus dq by dt. Rest all mathematics. And the limits you be careful. What we take limits, no? At t equals 0, what is the charge initially? That one. Similarly, if capacitance varies, what to do? C is equal to the capacitance. Yeah, capacitance, I'll give variation. Take like this. Initially, I think some information is there, like a small bulb. So initial charge, let me put Q naught. I think some part of question missing. Now initially this will be. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to vary the capacitance. What is the easiest way of varying capacitance? By varying the distance between the plates. Okay, what is initially Q naught equal to C naught into V naught? I have this much of idea. Now I'm going to vary the capacitance. I want the how charge varies with the time. I think I'll remove this second one because some conditions are missing. Yeah, we'll get into this one. Now again, writing the loop equation. So it will be it's a same circuit. So initially this is at t equal to 0. At an instant of time, capacitance BC, and let this be the current time. Okay, let's get into the main equation. So this will be plus, minus, this will be positive, this will be negative, no? So minus Q by C, the same idea. Plus IR is equal to 0, plus Q by C minus IR equal to 0. So Q, what is C is equal to C naught 1 plus alpha T minus this will be minus of dq by dt into R. Now let's get into one thing. Okay, there's the initial thing. So I'm going to vary the capacitance. Even the charge will be varying. Even the potential will be varying. So here, let me assume I equal to minus dq by dt. Okay, this will become q is equal to expression for dq I should bring. So dt by RC naught 1 plus alpha t. Initial charge was q naught, finally it is q. So this should be equal to 1 by R alpha RC naught log of 1 plus alpha t 0 to t equal to log of q by q naught. Again, I think similar method. So this will be 1 plus alpha t minus 1 by alpha RC naught log of q by q naught. Q by q naught is equal to 1 plus alpha t. I write everything this is beta. What is beta? R alpha R C naught. Q naught capital letter. Yeah. So therefore this will become Q naught by okay, then look at the condition here. So one final thing here, the capacitance is varying. So some agent something, let's not bother here. So there's a one way of even this C and R can be variable. Just any question they can ask. I'm just sharing some idea. That's all here. Now we have to cross check the y I equal to minus dq by dt in this case. I think the charge has to decrease here, no? Then only current will flow. Current will flow only when there is a rate of flow of charge. So therefore, I'm taking that I equal to minus dq by dt. Look at this. This is condition. This already once again I'm bringing this. One of the capacitor is having a charge. The other is uncharged. Okay, we have to get expression for current as a function of time. So what is the best way of doing this problem is at t equal to 0. At t equal to 0, the switch S is closed. I'll be having water. Just read the question. Even both the capacitors can have a charger. So once you should really go through such ideas. Now, if you look at the advanced, no, we don't have any questions based on like one is charged and another is uncharged. Possibility of asking. Okay, let's proceed now. At t equals 0, first we'll set up a background. So at t equals 0. So what to do with a charged capacitor? The moment I close switch, so we have some idea, like there's a potential difference is there. So this capacitor will behave like a cell. And with that, what happened, we'll calculate, and what is this uncharged capacitor? You should replace with a short circuit. because there's no charge across it. So let's assume that that initial current through the circuit will flow like this. I naught. So what is that I naught? I naught should be equal to E minus V naught by R. What is V naught? V naught should be equal to Q naught by C naught. This is what the initial current flows. If both the capacitors were uncharged, then the initial current I naught will be zero. How to give the polarity? So what is this? This is the capacitor. Yeah? There's a capacitor. And the next under this capacitor is what? Replaced with a short circuit. So here afterwards in RC circuit, when you come across a charged capacitor, you can replace that with a cell to find out the initial current. And the uncharged capacitor should be replaced with a short circuit. After a long time, should be replaced with an open circuit, the uncharged capacitor. Okay, let's get into the at any instant of time circuit. This is strictly for t equals 0 at any time t. How to distribute the charge in the circuit. There'll be definitely flow of current. So there'll be flow of current in the circuit. I plus minus plus minus. Already there was having a charge, no? So shall I say that it will become Q naught plus Q? Or Q naught minus Q? What shall we write?
Not plus Q.
Q naught plus Q better, right? And let this be Q. Write the loop equation plus C minus IR, here polarity. Equal to 0. Okay, now don't get into any other thing. That you differentiate this. If you differentiate this, E is a constant, it's a constant voltage source, so D by dt R di by dt. Q naught is a Q naught is some value, no? It should be. So 1 by C naught. Let me write all the terms. Okay, this will be 0. R di by dt. This will be 0. 1 by C naught dq by dt. So what is I? I should be plus dq by dt. So therefore this will become minus R. Okay, R di by dt should be equal to this effective capacitance will be 1 by, or will I have it? C naught C. This is I. dq by dt should be written as I, not here the current across capacitor. It's going to get charged, no? So it should be I equal to plus dq by dt. I think one sign will be there. Yeah. Okay, now you integrate. Di I is equal to dt by R C dash, you write it. So what is C dash? C naught C by C naught plus C. What should be the limit? At t equal to 0, what was the current? It was I naught. At any instant of time, let it be I. So therefore this solving will get log of so you have to understand methodology RC circuit. I naught I, they should be equal to minus T by RC dash. Log I, no, it is. Now I'll substitute the limit log of I by I naught So finally, I is equal to I naught into e to power of minus p RC dash. So what is I naught? I naught we know value. After getting this current, you can bring the charge at any time. I is equal to dq by dt. Once again, you integrate, you are going to get the charge in capacitor at any time t. What will be if I make this negative polarity? If I make this negative polarity, in that case, this will become E plus V naught. Please make notice if this is negative and this is a positive. Then this case, this will be negative polarity, positive polarity. Then the EMFs will get added up. This will become positive. But here what you're going to do? You're going to write Q naught minus Q. Because the charge in this capacitor, first it will decrease, become 0. Then the charge in this capacitor will be non-zero. Definitely they will trouble you questions of these kind of, because there's a straightaway mathematics. If I make this negative polarity, positive polarity, first what will happen? Definitely this will be, this battery water pen will be discharging this and will be charging this, because here charge will come, will enter. Here charge on this plate will decrease. Positive charge, negative charge will decrease. Positive charge will decrease here. But the charge here should increase. And at one instant, charge here will be also 0. I'll just analyze. We'll take one small condition here. Somebody daughter, let me check it here. Yes, chart is not visible. Yes, you wanted to ask something?
Sir, sir, can we replace these capacitors with only one capacitor?
Don't do like this, no? There's initial charges, you know how you can do that? No. See, don't use logical things here. Too much logical. What is the use of the? How you replace capacitor with one capacitor? There's the one. If both are uncharged, okay, you can replace. One is charged, and is uncharged. We can't replace. Okay, the same idea. We'll just continue like this. So this will be minus Q naught plus Q naught C naught. What will be? So here is what you will get a troublesome questions, more than one option, no? Rather than asking some mathematics, I'll just ask you conceptual things. At one instant, the charge on capacitor, okay, I'll call this as C1, C2. It'll be easy for me to describe. At one instant, the charge on capacitor C1 will be 0 and the charge in capacitor C2 will be non-zero. Yes, it must be no. So here, this battery starts pushing the charge. So charge here will decrease, charge here will decrease. Charge whereas here will increase. This is at t equals 0 I'm putting. At an instant of time t, C1, okay, this will be C2. So what do we get here? At one instant, it can happen that there'll be charge here and there won't be charge. I think it should be true, no? It will happen. Then after this, what will happen? The charge and this is at one instant of time, t1 equal to at t1. Then further we'll get a situation of like this. Just get ready for analysis questions. Now the best question what you can ask it, sir, why can't they are in series? Why can't be same charge? This is what I wanted to pull you. I wanted to drag you to this idea. So they're in series, so they must be same charge. Because of initial charge present, they need not to have possess same charge here. If both initially, if there was no charge here, definitely the charge in these two should be same. Then you can replace with equivalent capacitor. Got the idea? Please do think. Nobody wants to ask you find the current. They just wanted to ask you this such things. At one instant, charge on this capacitor C1 will be 0. Then after certain time, after certain time where T2 will be greater than T1. After certain time, then again you see that charge in both the capacitors will never be equal that one. Now, sir, finally steady state. Okay, finally steady state. I think you have enough. At finally, after long time, at T equal to infinity, let's come for this. I'll put Q1 minus Q1, Q2 minus Q2. This is our no current. Can we calculate this Q1? That one. So this Q1 should be equal to C2E by C1 plus C2. Q2 should be C1E by C1 plus C2. After a long time again.
C1, C2.
What I mean? Potential divider formula capacitance of other capacitor by this one. No? Okay, please do analyze, just only not mere mathematics, you should analyze here. Okay, there's next question. Get into this one. After closing, just after the moment I close switch, there'll be 2 ampere current will be flowing, and he has given some charge with this. Is asking to get the value of the capacitive time constant for the circuit is effective. If you can get the value of R, rest of everything we can determine. Okay, let me go for, okay, just after closing switch. If you want, you can make them a loop if you find difficult. Okay, there's a thing. So what was the charge in the capacitor? 80 microcoulomb. So what is the potential difference will be? V equal to Q by 80 by 4 or 20 volt will be the drop. 2 ohm and 2 ampere current is flowing. So what is the drop across this resistor will be no 4 volt. Then how much of drop should be here? 24 volt, and we know 16 ohm. So can we calculate this current? Let me call. So this is I1. This is I2. So what is I2? 24 by 16. 6 by 4, 3 by 2, or 1.5 ampere. So I2 and I1 plus I2 is what? The total current I. So what is I is equal to? I is equal to I1 plus I2. So 2 plus 1.5.
Sir, it will become 16 volt, no, sir.
Which one?
I1 minus 4 plus 20, it should come, no, sir.
Polarity, yeah. Polarity is given. Okay, different. 20 minus 4 will come up. Minus 20 plus 4. Yeah, okay, fine. 16, huh? 16 volt. Yeah. 16, then this will be 1 ampere. I2 1 ampere. This will be 3 ampere. So 3 ampere will flow. So polarity will give like this. Now what is the drop? Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just put. So what should be the potentiality? Potentiality will be 16 volt. If you know potentiality.
Sir, B is at a higher potential.
Yes, sir, it should be 24 volt.
I'll write loop equation. Why to?
Capacitor is getting charged, sir. Sorry, discharged.
Okay, now
It
let's
should be
not.
2 minus 1, sir. I2 is negative according to the representation what you wrote.
Sir, here B is at a higher potential.
No, not like this. See, polarity of capacitor, that is, so as soon as the switch is named in, the current flows through the 2 ohm resistor in the circuit, the capacitive time constant for circuit. I think let me just stick on to the things what given. No?
I2 should be the other direction, sir.
No, see, it is some circuit here. Why to change the given things? What is given?
No, sir, I'm talking about I2, not I1.
Okay, you mean to say, okay.
I will get I as 1 ampere.
Mhm. Okay, it should be polarity, no? So this will be, and anyway, this is 1 ampere. So here I will get it as 2 minus 1. Okay, 1 ampere. Now we know potential drop. So VA is equal to how much? 16 volt. And we know current. So this should be VA minus IR minus 5I equal to 0. So VA is how much? 16. I we know 1. R minus 5. R is equal to 9 ohm. So VA minus, okay, fine. Yeah, this will be R equal to 9 ohm. Okay, after getting R, the capacitive time constant for the circuit is. What is the net resistance as seen by the capacitive here? So this is 9 plus 5.
R is 11.
That is
sir.
11, sir.
Okay, this I think calculation. Yeah, 11. Okay, now what is the effective time constant of circuit? These two, 11 plus 5, 16. 16 parallel to 16, 8. 8, this will be 10 ohm. Okay, that one, and the capacitance of that we know it. So with that we'll get the time constant of circuit. So what is the effective time constant of circuit will be lambda equal to R dash by C, you write it. What is R dash? How to calculate? So here I'll give one effective circuit. So this will be the (16 ohm). This is 11 ohm, 5 ohm, 2 ohm. Take XY. So RXY, let me write. I think you should not depend on any mathematics, just effective resistance as seen by capacitor. So this, if you find further difficult, no, you redraw the circuit. That I think is something common point, no? (10 ohm RXY will be definitely 10 ohm will come. Okay, multiply this to get the time constant of circuit. So these are some different ways of just pushing the students to different, not like only one cell, resistor, capacitor, different methods. So it's not that only one branch should be there. So multiple things will be there. Don't get scared with diagram. Read the question properly. So what will be the initial charge in the capacitor? Should be equal to applied. What should be the potential drop across the capacitor steady state? Should be equal to 10 volt. I'll try to draw the diagram. Can be asked in exam. It may appear very big, so don't just run into nodal analysis or that one. Nothing is needed. So definitely most of the questions what we ask in exam, no. Nodal analysis to that level will not be there in the exam. That you can keep in the mind. So there is a cell is cut out, no. I remove the cell so that it will be easy for you to think on the problem. Okay, now check that initially the capacitor is having that charge. With that initial charge, okay, polarity of the, so this should be plus, minus. Okay, now who will supply the, who will make the current to flow? Only the capacitor. It will see that a current will flow, you know. Similarly, or will take it I1. Similarly, it will push a current. Similarly, this will push a current I1. This will push a current I1. So can we, and this current I1, it will branch out I1 by 2. So this I1 by 2 and I1 by 2, again, it will applying KCL. So here it will be I1. I think this one. Oh. Why only I will keep it? Why that one? Okay, see, no. So similarly here also a current I. I think now writing loop equation. So what was the initial charge in the capacitor? So this will be Q naught, will take it. Only on one plate I'm able to show it. So what is Q naught? Q naught should be equal to C into EMF E. So C is how much? 5 microfarad. Okay, let's keep this one here. So that potential difference will be E only altogether. So that will make the current. So we'll apply the loop equation. So pick up any one loop. So minus Q naught by C minus IR minus I by 2R plus minus IR all set equal to 0. So what is Q naught by C? Should be 10 I into. So this will be 5I R by 2 equal to 0. So what is I is equal to 4 by R. R is how much? Given 10 ohm. 4 by 10, 0.4 ampere. All are having same resistance. So what is the current through this resistor? will be 0.4. Current here will be 0.2 ampere. Okay, once I think rest of everything is simple mathematics. Current to the resistor in arm AO. Where is arm AO? This one. So this is how much? 0.4 ampere. Okay, this is the correct option. Then rate of loss of electrostatic field energy of each capacitor. What do you mean by that? Of each capacitor. Rate of loss of Stirling. So shall we go for charge at any time t? Okay, we'll do one thing. We'll do one thing. Say you don't option B, you come for option C, you come here. So is there any power dissipated at any time t? So what is the power dissipated? Current into that resistance. And current into, okay, we'll just take this loop. Any one loop will follow it. I'm asking you to just look at only one loop. No need entire circuit. Look at this loop here. So here what will happen? Current is there. I square R. Here I by 2 R square. Here I square R. No, look at this one. So what is the power dissipated in this branch? I square R. I square R. Here I by 2 whole square R. This was the total power dissipated. So there's a capacitor will come. Now similarly, so look at this same capacitor. So this capacitor only what happened is responsible for power dissipated in these two and these two resistors, and half of it. The half of the power dissipated in this resistor and this resistor is due to this capacitor. And the power dissipated in these two resistors and this one is due to this capacitor only. Able to analyze now? So power rate of loss. Okay, this is very simple. We'll get it. So how to get that option B is what? So what we should do is like what all the decrease in energy this O will take that one. So power dissipated here I square R. I by 2, I square R by 2. Shall we take here? I square R by 2. Then here I by 2 whole square R, I by 2 whole square R. Check that. You'll end up even this also. Even these things also will become valid. Any other method?
So for B option, we can do another method, na sir. Q square by 2C is heat, na. We can differentiate that expression, will get same thing.
Yeah, that also can do it. For that, what will happen? See, energy equal to Q square by 2C. So du by dt, you do it. Half into 2 into half 2C. This will be 2Q dq by dt. dq by dt is what? I. Again, you should calculate this charge.
VI, sir, directly. Q by C is volt.
So that's what potential difference at any instant of time t into I. The drop across capacitor at any instant of time t. So this should be equal to PC, I'll write it. So this will be Q by C into I. What is Q by C? Into VI. Fine. So calculate the drop across capacitor at any time t. Any of the alternative methods. Huh? What is V? Current, we know it. But he is asking at that mark the rate of loss of electrostatic field energy of each capacitor is. I think at t equals 0 is asking. At t equals 0, mark the correct option. So we know expression for I, we know voltage, substitute that, you'll get the rate of power that way. Okay, now I'm testing with some logical question. Read the question. These are some very good questions which are there. So you have to just take the basics of RC circuit and nothing to do big. Just we have to stick on to the basics of RC circuit. So first, actually, shall we call this as a charging phase? There's a discharging phase. There's a discharging. And this particular thing is what? Charging. During charging, discharging, how the circuit will be. And is asking the time period. So charging, discharging. So we'll write this as charging and discharging as T1 and T2 separately. There's a very popular instrument which will generate a waveform of like this. Okay, what is our question? So this is the T2, you write it. And there's a charging called T1. Okay, there's a charging phase, discharging phase. And now, what are the conditions? Closes when Vc equal to 2V/3. So during discharging, so from where it will discharge from 2V/3, no? Don't bother this particular thing. No? So try to analyze the circuit from here. So it is discharging at discharges. So from initial what voltage? 2V/3. So like during discharging. Say everyone knows RC circuit. So no, the application is what you have to learn here now slowly. During discharging, what was the initial voltage? 2V/3. Go back to the RC discharging. So what is the voltage? V equal to V naught e to power of minus t lambda. V naught is what? Voltage is like a at steady state or that particular from where it starts discharging. This is a discharging phenomena. So what are the initial voltage when it starts discharging? 2V/3 e to power of minus T2 by time constant during discharging. So what is the time taken? What is T2? Time taken for the voltage from 2V/3 to become V/3. What is lambda 2? We have to determine. Okay, look at the circuit condition. So what can be lambda 2? Not visible. That is. Okay, read it. What is the time constant during discharging? R2, C2 only, because the switch will be closed. You try to read. Okay, I'll give the circuit diagram. The capacitor circuit will be only this much. When the switch is closed, shorted, no, so there's the condition that will arise. What is the time constant of circuit? Lambda 2 should be equal to R2C. And what is R2? 3R. Okay, this will become 1/2 equal to e to power of minus t2 3RC. So therefore, this will be 2 equal to e to power of t2 3RC. Log 2 there's a discharging. Okay, during charging, we'll get into this one. During charging, the switch will be open. So when the switch is open, just you have to, I think, only you have to read the question, nothing big. If the switch is open, so what is the charging, what is the time constant of circuit will be R1 plus R2 into C. So time constant of circuit will be R1 plus R2 into C. This will be, I think, R1 is 6R plus 3R into C. 9RC is what lambda 1. What is the expression for voltage across capacitor during charging? During charging, what shall we'll write here? This was the charging one. This is a charging graph. If you permit it, it will get charged up to V. I didn't show it. One curve I'll show it. If you permit it, no, it will charge up to V, but we are not permitting it. So this should be the V. Time taken for the voltage to become 2V/3. So V into 1 minus T 9RC. Solve this, you'll get T1. Anybody T1? Anybody value T1 in terms of RC log? All of you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, anybody just calculate the value of T1.
Nine RC
9RC log 2.
T
Okay, total time will be T1 plus T2. So this will be 12 RC log 2. So log 2 value, substitute and work out here. No need to fight with anything here. Can be expected some application problems. So you need to bother that, say, like, what is the biggest thing that will trouble you? Sir, what is that voltage control says? How do it will work? I think nothing to do here. Look at the graph, keeping the graph in the mind, write equations and solve it. Because in many equipments, what happen, we'll be using this RC circuit. It's a very important thing to generate the different types of AC signals. If you go for AC circuits, no, we brought many AC circuits, AC signals. How do I generate? With the help of this RC circuit. It's like an oscillator. Let me take the next question. Yeah. So whenever you get such a question, no, I think let's not take a risk of solving the three-dimensional diagram. So what best has to be done? It has to be converted into a plane diagram. If you can convert into plane diagram, no, we can do better. I think diagram is very dirty. Huh? I'll take it out. At least I think now you're able to see it clearly. So what is this? So convert this into plane diagram. Once you get plane diagram, so you'll get some 1 or 4 or 3, 5 loops. Then we'll see what can be done further. But as such here, in this 3D diagram, let's not take a risk of dividing currents, everything. It's really very troublesome. We'll land in big trouble. And the approach should be like this. It should be converted into plane diagram. There's a basic necessity condition. Okay, I cleaned all the things, so everything is visible clearly. Okay, now converting to plane diagram. So already I think we have the terminals now, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So I'll straight away, I think definitely converting into plane diagram. So like how to draw that one. So in any of the method. So there are altogether how many arms will be there? How many edges will be there? 12 edges are there. And there are 12 components are there that should be connected. So I'll start like this. This is the B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Between A and B, one resistor. All the resistors I'll show by black color. Next, where all resistors are between B and F. Next, between resistor, where is I'm not seeing C and H. G and H. Next resistor D and H. So D and H. This is the resistor. Okay, let's come for now the capacitor. C and D, one capacitor. All are identical capacitors. So after this, again CG one capacitor. Then A and D one capacitor. Okay, I think circuit becoming very big. Okay, we'll see.
Need of resistance now, sir.
Yeah.
Need of resistor.
Okay, first see, let me draw no. There's a thing. Okay, next between there'll be a cell will come. EMF cells are different. So between AD it is E1. Between BC. Steady state. The question is everything steady state. Look at, will there be any flow of current? So what is the best thing? Steady state means where all capacitor they're open circuit. That's the one very best thing. So capacitor, there's everything, let it be equal to C. And the resistors values all are having same resistance. Only EMFs are different. So definitely I'll write only R. All are having same resistance. So let's make problem simple. And all are having same capacitance. Yeah. Will there be any flow of current? We have to check it. Okay, where are the resistors? Resistors are here, no? Tell me like one of you asked, no need of resistor. You can see here, no? There's a current can flow, no? There's a path. And here open circuit, so no current flow. So this will be, but I should draw the resistor. There's a flow of current is there in this path. Please do look at the spot. So there'll be a flow of current through the resistors. Okay, that one. Once you get the current through the resistor, then it's all about getting the drop. So here writing loop equation, we'll get the drop across this. Writing loop equation, we'll get the drop across this. Writing loop equation, we'll get the drop across this. Then writing loop equation, we'll get the drop this one. I think the question has become very simple once this diagram. Now, sir, how to draw such a diagram? See, it's a hard, there's no any hard and fast rule. So some students, they're telling, sir, I'll take like this. Then E, I'll bring F, G, H. It's not a Rangoli, huh? Like even Rangoli also, there'll be definite rules are there. So again, any method you can apply should not be that one, because nearby A, what are the branches are there? I think this is to do with the common sense. Nearby A, what are the branches are there? D, H, and E. So nearby A, D, H, and E. Nearby A, what happened? D, H, E are there. So they're connected. So here what happened? And B is there. D, select a D, B, B, D, E, H. B, D, E. Okay, so not H, no. So this is not H. What are the terminals? Okay, there are 3 terminals, no. And B, D, and E. B, D, and E. At least short pen, if you want, you can bring E again. You have to redraw it. I think that methodology is what you have to analyze, how to bring the points. If you have anybody done like this, again it'll become complex circuit. Again, you have to simplify it. So I think that this will be a little bit, you'll land in trouble. No, you should not ask teachers like how to draw this circuit. That is left to students. Like you should look at the way the components are connected, and you are supposed to make a suitable guess. The guess can be right or wrong. If you find very complicated, then you go for one more alignment of points, then you have to redraw it. Okay, there'll be a flow of current. EMF, this is 4 volt, 8 volt. E4 is 16 volt, E3 is 12 volt. Now look at this. This will be 16, and there'll be flow of current. Okay, I'll bring the current I like this. Why capacitor no current? At steady state, no, at T equal to infinity, how the circuit will be open circuit. So first we'll get expression for I. I should be equal to E1 plus E4 plus 4R. What do you mean by CGR at higher potential? Nothing to see. What will be that? See, you calculate the potential. Okay, what you get answer. Okay, take it. He's asking only the steady state potential difference across capacitors C2. Now C2 is where is C2? CG, no? Okay, this one. Okay, he's asking to get this potential difference. Okay, check it now. Okay, E1 plus C4, 4 plus 16 by 4R, so 4 into 3. 5 by 3 ampere. Okay, once you get that one, then calculate all the potential differences. So polarity plus minus plus minus. Can you work out? So now you write potential difference like a VC.
I will be 1 ampere, sir.
I will be 1 ampere. Yeah? 12.
Yes, sir. 16 minus 4, sir. It should be
You get
16 plus 4.
E4, sir.
Polarity is different,
I didn't draw properly. Yeah?
sir.
For E4, it should be reversed.
A2D, no, A8 negative terminal. Okay, that one. EG, let me look at where is EG. Okay. FG, sorry. F and G. F should be at negative potential. Okay, fine. Okay, polarities will be. Let it be. I will become negative. Minus E4 plus E1. Minus 1 ampere.
Yes, sir.
Because I took polarity. Okay, now we'll write potential difference. So this will be VG minus E4 minus IR plus E2 minus VC0. Solve it, you'll get that one. Now, like this, you should calculate the drop across all capacitors, then total energy accumulated on the capacitors. Now, there's a one very popular way of asking some questions, even in advance. They may ask, because there's no need of any symmetry, nothing is there, only redrawing of circuit. Definitely such circuits what happen have to be redrawn and search for equipotent, search for KVL, anything you can apply where capacitors are open circuit and work out here. Check for the options, sir. I'll go for next question. Now there's a advanced question. Please, all of you read it, because once you read, I can complete question. I'll adjust it. Complete question is available. Read once. You are supposed to solve, I think this was 5 minutes timer. It was available as a passage. I think the 5 minutes is what the duration. Very simple, nothing to do. Only thing is you have to just read the question, get the situation properly, and step by step you write equation and solve it. No, you'll end up with answer. That process question number 10 you first solve it. 10 is very simple. The two processes are depicted, process 1 and process 2. Okay, first in the first circuit, in the process 1, the energy stored in capacitor EC and the dissipated across resistance ED are related. I think very, shall we put like this? Looking at the figure 1, the capacitor will get charged to potential V0. Then half of the energy will be dissipated, rest remaining off will be dissipated by the remaining off will be stored by the capacitor. No? Don't look at the second graph. In the process 1, the energy stored in the capacitor EC and it dissipated across the ET. Means it will close the switch. The capacitor, what happened after long time? What is the drop across capacitor will be V0. Then what is work done by cell? Energy dissipated across resistor plus energy potentially stored in capacitor. We know half of the work done will go in capacitor. Remaining off will be dissipated as heat. And these two, heat dissipated and energy stored will be equal. There's a question button. At least I think students know, if you are very smart, at least you should have done this question but 10. Nothing to do. 11, what happened is you have to look at the graph and you have to come within a method here. Process 2 is complete like this. Process 2 is this much. From year to year, we are making changes. Process 2 is like this. Process 1 is directly that one. So he's just asking, will heat dissipated across the resistor, will it be same in both the cases? That's what he mean to say here. I'll charge the capacitor by stepwise. Then I'll directly charge by potential V0. Here stepwise I'll increase. What will be the heat dissipated across resistor? Will it be same or different? That's what the question is he mean to say here. Okay, process the question number 10. Okay, all of you. Question number 10. What is the reason? Half of the work done by cell will be stored in resistor, will be stored in capacitor. Remaining off will be dissipated across the resistor. Therefore, EC should be equal to ED. Okay, 10. I think all of you understood. I'm proceeding further. Okay, let's come for the process 2. Stepwise. So first, what will happen? From 0 volt, it is made to V0 by 3. So if you want, what you do is like, you can write this as like a 1, 2, no? I'll shade it. Okay, here you calculate what is the energy that is heat dissipated across resistor. Again, you calculate for this region. Then again, you calculate for this region. I think this was the second part of the question. Get into the picture.
A option.
Yeah. Solved or already you know?
I solved.
And then okay. First, for the graph like this, I'll put like this. Region 1. I'll come for here. In the region 1, so what is the charge on capacitor will be? So Q1, I'll write it. So it should be CV0 by 3. Then what is the energy stored in the capacitor? U1 will write it. Q1 square by 2C. This will be CV0 square by 18C. I'm writing directly.
Instead, we can find out work done by cell na, sir.
Okay.
The work done by cell minus
what everyone
energy
should,
of capacitor.
everyone should think like you only. Any rule? Nothing, no? Let me just follow the basic method. The energy stored, work done by the cell, half of it will go in that one. So why I'm trying to avoid is like in the next part, I should have a clarity, no? So this energy. So what is work done by the cell in the first region? So Q1 into V0. But what is the, I think, sorry, okay. How much? V0 by 3. What is Q1? CV0 by 3. CV0 square by 9. Okay, there's a work done by the cell. W1 for work done, U means energy stored here. What about the energy heat loss? W1 minus U1. So heat loss, I'll write H1. Okay, and W1 minus U1. Okay, this is about the region 1. Region 2, I'll take it. Now, when it comes for region 2, already the capacitor is having some charge, and finally it has become 2V0 by 3. What is the charge? Charge will be, I should write potential difference. This will be, so this will be the 2C V0 by 3. This will be the final charge. Then extra charge, how much of charge will flow? Earlier was charge was how much? V naught by 3. Now 2 V naught by 3. What was the charge flown through the cell? Delta Q. Let me write it here. So there should be the Q2 minus Q1. Shall I need not to draw a circuit. This is the charge flown. Charge flown in, I think already I put a region 2, no, it is understood. This is a charge flow. So Q2 minus Q1. Q2 is 2 CV naught by 3 Q1. So this will be CV naught by 3. What is work done by the cell? W2 should be equal to delta Q into 2 V naught by 3. But the potential will vary from V naught by 2. It is very sudden. No? So it is brought. Now here is what the work done by the cell, not during, because say, look at this vertical part of the curve. This particular curve is vertical, no? From V naught by 3, the EMF of cell has become 2 V naught by 3. Now the capacitor gets charged. Able to understand? So don't think that the EMF of cell will vary gradually, suddenly from V naught by 3, the EMF of cell is 2 V naught by 3. Now the capacitor gets charged. What is the charge flown? Delta Q. What is delta Q for this interval of time? So definitely the cell now will push a charge. It does work. Did the thing. So we know. So what is work done by the cell? 2 CV naught square by 9. Energy stored in the capacitor. Finally, what is the charge in capacitor? 2 CV naught. So energy stored in the capacitor should be Q2 square by 2C. So 4 CV naught square by 18. These are for region 2. What is the heat generated here? Heat generated should be work done by the cell minus energy stored in the capacitor. Will I agree this equation? W2 minus U2, if you anybody value. Anybody value?
0.
0, sir.
0 you're getting, huh? Oh, already wait. Some correction I have to do.
Initial energy you did not consider.
Initial energy I didn't consider. U1 plus work done by cell should be equal to U2 plus E2. Yeah, now it will come. The same idea what we earlier proceeded. Substitute all this. I'll write it here, this one. Anybody value H2? Give me value H2. I'll go for region 3.
3 V naught square by 18.
3 V naught square by.
C, sir. C V naught square by 18.
Okay, this is H2. Okay, after this, now again come for region 3. Again, the same idea. Final charge will be C into V naught. Then final energy stored in capacitor will be then additional charge flown through the circuit, charge flown. This should be equal to how much? So what was the final charge? Final charge was CV naught. Initial charge was Q2. CV naught by 3 is the charge flown. Okay, look at the condition after this. So what is work done by the cell? Now we'll get the work done by the cell should be equal to delta Q dash, you write it, delta Q dash into V naught. So this is the work done by cell, final energy stored in capacitor. Again, what is the heat generated? It should be U2 plus work done by the cell plus U3 plus H3. Anybody value H3?
CV naught square by 18 only, sir.
C V naught square by 18. No. Total heat generated is asking. The total energy dissipated across the resistance CD in the process 2. Process 2 means complete this one like this. So total heat generated. Yeah, answer for this.
CV naught square by 6.
C V naught square by 6. Okay, now is there any differences there? So the way we charge a capacitor, I think. Now first process, how much of heat will be generated? C V naught square by 2. Here how much it will be? C V naught square by 3, which will be greater. I think in the process 1. Process 1, what is the energy dissipated will be C V naught square by 2. In process 2, what happened? This is a heat, C V naught square by 2. Weight is less, it is less here, no? So how to save energy? These are the methods. I think in exam, any method you apply, it's not like teacher, because I just wanted to explain things clearly. I had to think in this way as a teacher. In exams, it's left to you, like directly you are able to able to analyze, get the answer. Okay, you can do that. For the idea of this is what students usually miss. That's why I told you there's a universal thinking. Please do develop. Where all capacitor circuit comes now, even if external agent comes, that effect of external agent you have to include in RHS, LHS. Effect of external agent you should include in LHS. So it's a universal condition where all capacitor, they know work done, something comes, no, you can take help of this one. Most of the students, what happened, everything is fine. See, there's a only this was the biggest trouble for them. How to write this? Even if you look at the books, no, they're not given that in order. They have done some method. If you look at the solution of most of the books, no, they brought this H3 by some method. The students are not getting so how to do this. So just stick on to the conditions which are given in Redo. It's a universal, no, anybody can. If you know this method, I think it's very easy. No complication, nothing. And some students, what they took is like they didn't took region 1. Huh? They thought like only these are the things. No, it's starting from 0 to V naught by 3, V naught by 2, V naught by 3, 2 V naught by 3 to V naught. Like this stepwise is increasing, then it's asking you to analyze. In exams, such things really matters a lot. Huh? Why questions not there? Oh, yeah. There's also advanced question I picked up. Read the question. So that at any instant of this at t equals 0, the circuit given is t equal to 0. At any instant of time, we'll draw the circuit. These are the plates. The liquid will be The level of liquid is continuously falling. So the D/3 is what? Somewhere here. So how much will be now? The level of liquid will be less than that. So what can, and this distance is? There's a one resistor. Go for like this. So this is the D/3 is what the reference. There's a reference. There's a D/3 and this is 2D/3. This is a TCO 0. the level of liquid was still here. It starts falling. So now the air space, the volume of air, and there's a liquid. So what is this distance will be? Shall we write VT, because it is moving down with a speed V. So what can be this distance? Till here, no? This is a distance, and what can be this distance? D/3 minus VT. As now replace what is the K? This is that. So how these are two capacitors, they are in series, no? It's effective capacitance. What is C1? C1 is this part, C2 is this one. C1 will be epsilon naught A 2D/3 plus VT. This will be epsilon naught A D/3 minus VT. Is asking time constant of circuit, RC. Solving this will get the required option.
Dielectric constants.
Oh, K is there, no? Here C2. I forgot. Okay, here. C equivalent, you have to put it. I think yeah, just say what we do, we'll try to integrate here. There's the biggest problem. You land in trouble. Anybody option?
A.
Option here. Yeah. You have to solve this, substitute the value of C here, you'll get the time constant. And this is also from advanced paper I picked up. So initially we'll think something, say what we try to do. This is varying. Okay, then the capacitance of this will also vary. I think some will try to find out the electric field, induced charge here. Nothing to do here. Yeah, we have time, no? A capacitor of C1 0.1 Farad is charged by say what is the final charge? So when the first part will do it. (99 ohm, 1 ohm, 100 volt, and the capacitance. So it will have a charge minus Q naught plus Q naught. We'll calculate Q naught. Q naught should be equal to 10 coulombs. Then half of the work done by the cell will be stored in the capacitor. Remaining off will be taken by this. So therefore, this heat generated. So what is asking? Calculate heat generated 99 ohm. This should be equal to U, because this should also be equal to heat, no? So what is the basic idea? What all the cell does work, a half of it will be stored in capacitor. Remaining half of it will be shared by these two. What all that heat generated, again that heat, what happened, a part will be there dissipated by the cell, remaining what happened by this resistor. So these two are in series. So therefore, what is the method? So they should be equal to H should be equal to 99 by 99 plus 1. Or I'll write in terms of formula. The same potential divider formula for heat generated also you should use. What is H? H should be again this one, because what is work done by cell, half of it will be there in capacitor, remaining of will be there, no? So therefore I can write UH. Simple. You can avoid, don't go for calculation current at any time. See, this problem is specifically brought so that, oh, what happened? Yeah. There we are. Try to see this. Say we will get tempted of what going for integration. Not needed, no. We know that variable current flows here. So, but don't go for that getting expression for current and then integrating. It will be very lengthy. This will be much easier method. Now the switch is thrown to position 2 at an instant t equals 0. Means it get fully charged. It got fully charged here. Now it will be thrown that one. So now here, what is the drop here? Will be 100 volt. Will be 100 volt. But the battery cell is of 50 volt. So just have a small diagram. The question is like this. Internal resistance, keep symbol here. So what was the drop here? Q0 minus Q0. Definitely this is 100 volt. Just do indicate like this. Now you're going to switch. So what will happen to capacitor? Will it charge or discharge? If you're going to discharge here. Then finally what will happen? Finally, what do you expect? The charge here will be Q. And how much potential drop? Should be 50. No need to integrate. So what is Q? Q should be C into 50. C is how much? 0.1 into 50, 5 coulomb. What happened that earlier was 10 coulomb, the 10 coulomb, now it has become 5 coulomb. So what charge has flown at any instant of time, if you are showing the, this is the after long time. At any instant of time, how the circuit will be? At any instant of time, the circuit, there'll be flow of current. From where? From the capacitor to the cell. Just only say like how you analyze the situation is what the questions are being asked here. So at any instant of time, again, if you check it now, the current will flow in this direction. Tell me like why a broad current, so that you should look at the circuit here now. So now what is the state of this cell? It is getting charged or discharged? It is getting discharged here. The cell is getting discharged.
Charge, sir.
Okay, sorry, charging. Sorry, charging it is. Here, this cell was discharging. Here, this will get charged here. Because the current enters positive terminal of its cell. Okay, finally, what happened? The energy that was there in capacitor, what happened to it? Is it all the energy given to the cell? Is it all the energy converted as heat? No. The decrease in potential of capacitor. So what will happen to this? A part of that will be given to cell. A part will be converted as heat. Is asking to get expression for current. I think you know how to calculate the current. Again, write the loop equation, get expression for it. Now let me come further. Calculate heat generated in 50 volt battery during flow of current through this battery. How much of heat will be generated? Because there's internal resistance, there'll be some heat will be generated. Now, first we'll calculate the decrease in potential, delta U. Delta U should be equal to Q square by 2C, Q naught square by 2C, Q square by 2C. 10 square, 2 into 0.1 minus 5 square, 2 into 0.1. Anybody value?
375.
375. Yeah. There's a decrease in potential. Where do all this has gone? So what is the energy stored in the cell? The difference in charge Q minus Q naught into 50 volt. If you want, you write E2 symbols. So 10 minus 5 into 50. So this will be 250 joules will be stored. Okay, clear this. The remaining how much will be there? 125. That 125 who will share this capital R and small r. So the heat generated in the second process, we took here. I'll write H dash. This H dash should be equal to HR plus HR2. How to calculate H dash? The difference of this delta U minus H, this one energy stored in the cell. So the difference of that will be H dash here. So H dash will be 375 is equal to HR plus HR2. So what is asking? Calculate heat generated in the cell. What is heat generated in the cell? The heat that is generated across this internal resistance, that is asking. But both are unknown. So again, how they are in series, no? If they're in series, so what is the formula? HR by HR2 should be equal to R by R2. We'll agree this formula. Potential divider formula. The same thing for energy also. Power dissipated, the ratio of power dissipated when two resistors are in series. Power or energy, heat, both will be same, no? Now replace HR here. So like this, this will be 125, no? So HR2 should be equal to 125 R2 by R plus R2. Or potential divide this one. So substitute this, you'll get the required answer. Even so, what is the what you should take this one? What is the total energy? Anybody HR2? Because I want
1.25.
one. It's given here, no? 1.25. I'll write it. And what is the total energy available to the cell? (250 plus 1.25), 251.25, of which 250 it will store, remaining it will dissipate. This is not useful, this is useful. I have to write comment. This is a useful energy stored in cell. Useful energy I should call it. In exam, instead of saying stono, what was the useful energy that was given to the cell? Tell me what you should say. You have to say this one. Given to the cell, for the cell, it is given both. This is what been lost as heat. The terminology of asking questions will be very, very critical. Lost as heat. Able to get this one? Total energy given to the cell is sum of these two. Useful energy available across the cell is this much. And this is permanently lost it forward. So whether cell is charging or discharging, what will happen? There will be some loss of energy with there across it. That's what he meant. Is a very beautifully asked question, because maximum students, what happen? They calculate heat generated in 50 ohm voltage during the flow of current through this battery. They go for integration. You should not use any mathematics. Of course, option 2 to get the current, you should write current I through At the instant t equals 0. Okay, you can see this. This also you can avoid integration. When he's asking t equals 0, tell me what shall I do? Already in the third problem, third problem I discussed. Now, how to calculate the moment I close switch, how to get the current. I think where the cell capacitor there, I should replace with a battery. Then I should calculate the current. No? So how to do the this second part of the problem? You should replace this with an. I don't have space. No, I'm using this part. No, what should be the EMF of this? 100 volt. This is 50 volt, and we know this one. So now calculate this current. No need of integration. This total numerical doesn't need integration.
Sir, he
So
said I of t na, sir. The function of time.
but anyway, we need I naught, no? Okay, first I brought it. Now I of t is asking. So get like it's a capacitor is getting charged here. There you put initial limit as I naught. Then you get current as a function. It should be decreasing or increasing one.
Decreasing.
This should be decreasing current. Either charging or discharging, it should be decreasing. But it should. So what happens? It should decrease from I naught. Only thing is this capacitor open getting discharged here through the cell. For that, you have to write expression. Okay, I of t, you have to generate equation. So it will be exponential decreasing one. From I naught, it will start decreasing. We have only these two left over. Let's take this one. Good conceptual question. Read the question. I give answers nearby. Let's try to draw the diagram. A variable capacitor is adjacent portion of its lowest capacitance, C naught. Capacitor starts to increase so that a constant current I starts to flow through the circuit. So how the circuit will be? So this is the resistance. Capacitance should increase, no? So for the capacitance to increase, what is the area of cross-section? I cannot do anything. So it's a, and there's no dielectric slab. The distance between the plates should decrease, no? So there's the initial C naught R, and it is connected to a constant voltage source V. This is t equal to 0. Let's assume that one. Now at any time t, where x will be less than d naught. I think there's the only possible way in which I can vary the capacitance. So that a constant current I flows. Is it possible for the current to be constant? Yeah, it should be like this. Polarity plus minus, charge will be Q. Plus Q minus Q. Let's write. Doesn't need it. I just wanted to analyze this particular circuit, you know. So what is the equation now? This will be V minus IR Q by C. trying to guess a situation. Okay, just assume that capacitance will increase. No, so for capacitance to increase, the separation with the plates should be decreased here. So there is no, and its capacitance starts to increase so that a current I starts to flow through the circuit. There's no external agent. There's no external agent. So the other capacitance, so definitely the force of attraction between the plates. And what is Fe? Fe should be equal to Q square by 2A epsilon naught. And because of force acting, they will have velocity. I think all this such things are happening in this particular situation. Okay, let's not get into writing equation and do something here. Himself he said current constant. What is the power supplied by the source? V into I. It's quite natural. Thermal power generated in the resistor connecting wires. Connecting wires will have a resistance. That's mean here. Resistance of connecting wire. That connecting wires only I'll showing resistance. So I square R. Okay, there's no problem with this. Rate of increase of electrostatic energy stored in the capacitor. There's a power supplied by this. Okay, fine. There is some power dissipated in this. The difference of these two. So what happened will be half of it will go in the capacitor. So remaining something, no? See, Vi minus I square R. Vi minus I square R is given to the capacitor. In that what happened again, the energy available across capacitor, half of it will be available for increase in elastic potential or electrostatic potential. Remaining this part of energy, where do it has gone? Because the plates what happened, they must possess kinetic energy, no? Because the electrostatic force does positive work here. Kinetic energy of the plates will increase. Then if a force does positive work, and moreover it's electrostatic force. So conservative force does positive. Potential energy should decrease here. So therefore, the decrease in potential energy, where it will go? Get converted into increase in kinetic energy. So, how to show this? I think this is quite natural, no? Vi minus I square R will be available across capacitor. I'll take it on this. They may not help us anything mathematics here. No. So first work done by the cell. Power supplied by the cell, Vi. Power dissipated across resistor, I square R. The power available across the capacitor. I'll say the power available across cell. I think there's a natural rule, no? I think I'll begin like this. The power generated by cell is given by this one. Some power will go to the connecting wires and remaining power will be given to capacitor. What is this PC I should call? Power available across capacitor. Okay, this will be Vi equal to I square R PC. Now after this available. There'll be, and current is a constant current. Current will be constant. So what happens to this power? A part of it will be utilized to increase potential energy, and the remaining output will be converted into kinetic energy. So what is this PC? PC should be equal to again part of it. I'll take help of this sentence. Power available across capacitor equal to rate of increase in potential energy of capacitor Electrostatic, I'll write it. Electrostatic potential energy of capacitor plus rate of increase in kinetic energy. Now, few things like why kinetic energy it has to be brought, because the force is acting. How capacitance can vary? See, capacitance can vary only when the distance should vary. How the distance is vary? The plates open should be set free to move. The electrostatic force does work. Because of that, kinetic energy of the plates will increase. Okay, like this I am putting here now. Okay, now what about their ratio? In what proportion these two will be? Where do we have come across this such a thing? I think you go back to the dielectric slab between the plates, no? Each generator will be zero. What all that particular thing is there, no? Half of it will be converted into kinetic energy of slab. Remaining will be there in increase in potential energy of the capacitor. You have to go back to the things what you learned. These two will be in equal proportion. So therefore, okay, this I think du by, I'll write it. This will be dkt by dt. Some conceptual things they may test you. Huh? You have to be very careful. Okay, already 1 over. Huh? Yeah, okay. We'll continue. Try to work out from assignments also. Some questions are given. Pick up some good questions and try to work out them. Okay. Yeah, thank you, all of you. Any doubts you put in WhatsApp? Huh? Please revise all the things. No, that is very important. So much of content is available. First, you recollect everything in order. Then go for working different numericals. Just don't hang with some problems.